like a crown. Right, lift this on the floor.
Are you ready? You want me on one side? You want in, it should be alright. It's beautiful. Look at it. Look at that. Big shiny thing.
Good morning. Well, we managed to get all the little bits folded this morning and up on the roof, and we've got a whole other dormer clad to the point where we can start putting the slates on. We just got to wait for all the glue to dry. We've glued all the little flaps back just so everything stays where it is, so that's going to take a little while to dry. While we're doing that, there is a job we just wanted to have a little test of.
This is Introdurre il turbo flessibile per... That's Italian. Hang on.
It's a new level when you're reading the instructions before you've opened the box.
Do you want the Dan nozzle or the brine nozzle? Which one? Edit that bit out.
So the mason's job for next year, or the end of this year possibly, we'll see how it goes, is to do the whole facade of the chateau, to re-render everything, to clean it up. And while the scaffolding's here, we're hoping we can clean this front face up for him and see if we can get away with just jet washing it instead of having to painstakingly sandblast everything. I could do that for absolutely hours. I think you could never finish. If you started at one end of the chateau, you could just go on for days doing that sort of thing around here. What a difference it's made. It's actually come up really, really good. There's a few staining bits which I think are more down to rust areas which aren't common off with just water. We see areas like this which looked really bad are coming straight up. Did both staircases as well. Get off me. So I think actually it will work is the point. Get off. Go, 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 go. I think it will work. This was all just with water and pressure, no real product. We tried a little bit of the Karcher product, but it's, you know, fairly light duty stuff. I remember the mason saying about how they could do a mixture, which is like diluted bleach is what kind of they use to get all the moss and stuff off. So maybe we could try that, but it's looking hopeful. The reason we want to kind of stay away from the sandblasting is, if you remember the mason doing the sandblasting downstairs, it's super messy, super stressful for him, and what we don't want to do is him be in all this gear, not being able to see, stood on scaffold with a high pressure hose. It's just not ideal. And the fact that if it's been sandblasted, it means we can't put any windows in from now until he can get around to doing it, because the sandblasting will absolutely ruin the glass and the windows however much you try to protect them. So as this can work, we can do it bit by bit. As we install a window, if he's not ready, we can just jet wash the whole exterior of where we're putting it, so we haven't got to come back to it and mount the window. But yeah, God, it's going to change the whole place. Getting the facade done is going to change the whole place. But getting rid of all this staining. Now, I don't think it has to look like brand new either. It hasn't got to look like, you know, I don't want it all to look like brand new stone. I think, you know, a bit of age and spots here is kind of what we're after, you know. But really can't wait for that. So, it is obviously, like you've seen, a bit of slow progress on the roof. It takes a long time to get all them dormer bits together actually. Even though we've got the system now and I know what bits to do, just bending them all right, you know, they've all got to be millimetre perfect and just fitting them nicely so that they all fit together nice. It takes a long time. So tomorrow we're going to work on putting all the slates back around that front dormer and getting kind of as high as we can on that side. There's a lot of cutting in to do there, so it is very time consuming, but to see that, to walk up the drive and see that front bit done with a window in, I think is going to be something really special. I think it'll give us all that little boost, you know, to sort of say the end is in sight and something you're doing is right, you know. Anyway, a shortish vlog today. I just wanted to get back into the rhythm of getting the videos out, you know, with all the stress and everything of the roof. Kind of got my head out of it, so I'm just going to put them out whether they're short or not, get the daily thing kind of running again, and then I think it'll just naturally, you know, we'll be back on track. Anyway, see you tomorrow.